more than a man, I'm more than a plane. Man, that music on this show was getting me. Not only is it making me feel old, but it's stuff that I listened to back when I was around that age. So, yes, Five for Fighting Superman. Yes. They would come back in like season 3 with the 133 for a moment. That song would come on. So, you just hear for any flies that show up. But we are now on season 1, episode 16. Stray. Which introduces us to Ryan, who unfortunately would only be in 2 episodes in this series. Wish he had more. I'm going to have a lot more negative to say about the follow-up episode, Ryan, in season 2, but this episode is actually pretty good. It's about a runaway named Ryan who has the ability to read people's minds. I don't recall them explaining how. He just does. I don't think he's from Smallville, as far as I know, so I don't know. But he has been forced by his stepfather and his girlfriend, and his stepfather's girlfriend, I should say, to rob banks, rob safes, stuff like that. Robbing a pawn shop at this point, for some reason. And he had enough. He runs off and accidentally gets hit by Martha Kent driving a car. This kid gets hit by a car, and then she picks him up, and they just get in the car and drive off. And it's like, no, this is a kid. This is like a 12-year-old kid, about my son's age. Gets hit by a fucking car, and he's perfectly fine. No, that's not how it works. Okay, I've seen a dog get hit by a car before. It's a terrible thing I never want to see. But it gets you, man. I know it's a dog and it's a human, but, you know, it sucked. I was shocked that I had, like, the strength to pick her up and take her into the house. Pure adrenaline, baby. But anyway, I did, because I don't know what to do. I was going to leave her in the middle of the road. I don't know how to do that. People might come by. So I scooped her up and used what strength I had to bring her into the house. But anyway, enough of that. So Ryan stays with the Kents. And he has mind-reading powers, like I said. So he's... I do think that it's kind of stupid that his stepfather somehow finds him. Like, he somehow knows that he was... Like, I don't think they saw him get hit by a car, but they somehow know that he was taken to the hospital. And then they somehow find the Kent farm. Like, I don't know. There's no scenes of showing them connect the dots. It's just, he's at the hospital pretending to be a private investigator, and he leaves because they're going to bring the doctor in. And then, when he shows up at the talent, like, just knows that Ryan is there, and then somehow knows who the Kents are, and that he's at, I don't know. I thought it was going to reveal that he also has mind powers, but they don't work as well as Ryan's. But I don't know how he would need the... I mean, don't work as well as Ryan, so that's what he needs. I don't know. It's confusing. In the B plot, Lex is being asked by his father Lionel to go back to Metropolis. He says no. That's all we need to talk about that, because that's really nothing. Alexa's plot does cross over. This is the first mention of Warrior Angel, which is just Superman, but bald. He's an alien from another planet who comes to Earth and becomes their savior. That's Superman, only he's bald. It's their version of Superman, I guess. Of which Lex and Ryan are fans, but Warrior Angel will be brought up. This is also the first mention of Julian, Lex's previously unmentioned brother, who died when he was a baby. Julian was a baby. we find out more and more as the show goes on about Julian. But, yeah. Burt Reynolds and shit. Anyway, so, I thought at first that this stepfather was Kevin Smith again. I'm like, what? Huh? No, it's not. Although, this kid and Jesse Hutch, who was Troy, they could play brothers. I'm just saying. The actors look similar. Anyway, again, I feel like this falls apart during the climax. It just, stuff happens because it has to happen. Like, so, the stepdad's wife, girlfriend, shows up, pretending to be child services, right? And they just let her take Ryan without any. I don't think she even show. She does show a badge, I guess, but I don't know. They just let her take him, and then all of a sudden, the stepdad is Lex's limo driver, who, by luck, just happened to be going to the same farm where Ryan is. I don't know. And then, so they end up stopping on the side of the road. They throw Ryan in, and they have Ryan get the password, which is said to be Julian. We never find out what it actually is, but it's said to be Julian. And then they just leave Lex on the side of the road. What? Did I actually kill a fly with that? Or is that pizza grease? Is that a fly piece? Is that a dead fly? I don't think so. It could be from the pizza. I don't know. Anyway, they throw Lex on the side of the road and take off to a bowling alley, where the climax of the show takes place. Clark super speeds off and just happens to find Lex laying on the side of the road. Lex tells them they have Ryan, and they took off down the 90 road. Road 90. And Lex, for some reason, doesn't ask why Clark is just in the middle of nowhere. And then Clark zooms off. And Lex never asks what Clark was doing in the middle of the road. Lex does give him a sword, a foil. You know, and that's when Chloe shows up and shows, you know, the picture. He's like, that's Lex's limo driver. So he takes off. And then, more of this crazy climax. We're at the bowling alley. Julian is not the password. And Ryan runs into the bowling alley. This dude, so he's like, he's giving out truth the entire episode. He's reading people's mind. He tells Lana that one of her employees is skimming from the top. Now, I gotta point out a problem. Nell is never around to run this coffee shop. It's Nell's coffee shop, right? She's supposed to be running it, but Lana's always the one in charge. She's always the assistant manager. She's 16. She's under the age of 18 and is somehow in charge of this coffee shop. I don't know. It's just getting me. What is? Oh, it's just a. It's a hole. It's a hole. That's what that is. It's a hole. And go, hello, I see you. Anyway, China. So, Ryan runs into the. So, yeah, he tells Lana that her employee is a bad person. She finds out she's stealing from the till. He tells Clark that Chloe wants him to ask her to the prom, and also has a dress. It's a pink dress, which is true. Not later. Pete Whitney are not in this episode. He knows Clark's secret, basically. He can't read Clark's mind, and they don't really elaborate any more than he just doesn't know. He just can't. When it comes to Ryan's powers, like I said, there's just no real explanation. He's just got these powers. There's no meteor stuff, nothing. He just got them. So anyway, the climax finishes up. So they get to the bowling alley. He puts in Julian. It's not the code. And then Ryan turns to the stepdad's girlfriend and goes, he's going to kill you once he has the money. He's like, yeah, he's just doing that to mess with us. This pushes apart. She goes, well, the kids always freak me out, but he never lies. And the guy's like, ha, you're right. He didn't. Boom, blows her away with a shotgun. And then this random janitor, I am offended by this. Random janitor just doing his goddamn job, opens the door at the wrong time. Ryan goes running in and he shoots the janitor. What did this man do? Sure, he's a witness. Sure. But, this man just doing his goddamn job. And you shoots them. Ryan then runs into... He's hiding behind the bowling alley things. The dude takes a bowling ball and runs it down. It hits pins, and then it starts again. This place is closed. And the pin system is still working. The pin system. The pins... Clark shows up and sees Ryan's in trouble. He uses X-ray vision to see that guy's behind him. He takes a bowling ball and just hits it at the wall above them. Luckily, it doesn't hit the guy in the heat and kill him. It just knocks him out. Hits him in the chest and knocks him out. I was like, what? I know he has X-ray vision, but it looked like it would have hit him in the head. But, no. So Clark saves the day. And they're sending Ryan to live with his aunt in Edge City. So, first mention of Edge City as well. So, yeah. And at one point, Clark does contact to Chloe about when they're looking on the road, they find his backpack. And he's like, well, he was trying to tell me that you wanted me to ask you to prom. And she's like, and you already have a dress. She's like, well, I saw it on sale, Clark. It doesn't mean I bought it. She did. But like I said, no Pete, no Whitney in this episode. I don't see. Maybe Pete could have been involved more in the plot where he was with them looking down the road, I guess. I don't know. Whitney, I don't. He could have been sitting at the coffee shop, maybe. I don't know. I can see why they eventually get rid of Whitney. I think there's more to his story, but I feel like this story avenue is right now they're spinning wheels. They'll eventually get concluding the story, but they try to spread it out more. And I don't know. But this episode, it's another 3.5 out of me. Okay, it's 3.5 out of 5. 3.5 Superman logos out of 5 is what I'll say, because I think it's decently made. The climax kind of makes it fall apart for me anyway. Why a bowling alley? Why he stopped bowling alley? And then he's killing his girlfriend just because she's not needed in the episode anymore. Okay, I don't know. It's just meh. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this episode? Leave a comment, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.